Hi, this is Potter USA's new tool. It's an FSS, standing for Fast Stamping System. And let's take a look at it. It's got 4 parts. They form a sandwich. The top part is the pusher. You notice there's 2 little pegs down inside. The holes on the pusher can move around. They're larger than the pegs. Okay, it's a piece of aluminum. It's just, there it is, very simple. The next 2 parts are part of the die, and the top has got a little indentation there. It's also got a little notch on the corner there. You must always match up the notches. The tolerance is very tight. These holes are very tight, so when you lift it, you must lift it perfectly level, otherwise it won't come off. Okay, on this side you have a piece of urethane which is mounted, and this is the stripper as I understand it, and it helps to either push or deburr or something of the sort. I'm not the expert on that. The next part is the cutter or the indentation. These two obviously match, and this one is an FSS B001, and you have a notch there. The bottom part is the actual the base to the whole system. It's got 2 little pegs. It helps to register everything properly. Okay, so we are going to, now when you put this on, it must be perfectly level, and if it's not, like this, you're just going to give it a little tap, and it will come off. Now see, I'm going to have to tap a little harder. Okay, see, I did a very bad job there. Okay, there we go. Now it slides on. Okay, so the metal will now go in here. Now, interestingly enough, Mr. Potter and Company made a silhouette die a while ago, which is the exact same size as this piece here, as the cutout. So that means that if you have this, you can poof out your piece before you put it in there. Now I use this die here, and then I use the silhouette die to get a nice indentation on it, so you can see the 2. Now, because there is such a deep pocket back here, which is a 1/2 inch, I can now just, and it fits perfectly in there. Here we go. Now, this is probably about 24 gauge. Here's my notch right there. So I'm going to turn this around, and very carefully this time. Oh, I did it just perfectly. I'll fit it in. Now, then the pusher goes on top. Now, when you press this, you don't want the urethane to come out the sides. You don't have to press it that hard. So let's go take it over to the press, and we'll see what we can do with it. It doesn't take much. So I'll put a few spacers in there. And let's see, no, I got it just right. Okay, so it's lined up side to side, and it's going to be lined up front to back, like so. Let's get those guys all lined up. Okay, I think we're ready to go. This is one of his smaller presses, so now listen carefully. Hear that? There it goes. Now we don't see any urethane popping out, which is good. And no urethane on the side, and so I'm going to call that pressed. Let's see. Now, if it's gone all the way through, it's going to drop down a level. So I'm going to take my spacer with me so that it doesn't end up on the floor. So let's take a look. Did it go all the way through? No. Oops. Little clack, and there it is. And there is my piece. Now, let's take a look on the inside against so you can see there's roughness, but there's, which needs to be sanded, but as far as burrs go, there's maybe a little bit right along there, I guess. It's not enough to even care about. It's just a, you know, few runs of the across it, and then we're all set. So the other interesting thing is right here. You don't have to have much metal around the outside of this for it to work. I've done some with very little metal. Look at this one, very little metal. I even had some that were very much on the edge, still cut nicely. But here's something really cool. Okay, let's assume this has been run through a pattern plate, and I have, here's an example. And I've gone and I've used the silhouette die to make a little something, or I have a cab that would fit. Look how nicely this fits right around there. It fits very nicely. So, okay, so maybe this is enamel, and this is an outside frame, and then you can rivet the two together. You guys know more what you can do. Maybe it's a stone, and it's the perfect size, and you just kind of go and kind of curve the edges up, so that then you can press them down again. Annie did something with that, but otherwise, there's this. Now, what if I want a backing on this? Well, guess what? Perfect fit. I've got a backing, same size, and then I can just solder these two together, and I have a nice piece. Or let's be really wild here and say, let's make a locket. I've never made a locket, but I bet you could use this to make the pieces, a puffs back and front, and then two pieces for the center for the frame of your locket. And I like to see somebody do that. I think that would be really beautiful. I don't know, maybe I'll try a locket. I've never tried one before. But there it is. I like it. I wish I could trade all my pancake dies in for one of these. But the price is going to be a little prohibitive, and I doubt that he'll have all those shapes right away. Currently, he won't. So, hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully, it was kind of informative of what you can do with 24 gauge. It's not the real thick stuff, but then that's not what I play with most of the time. I think I got to go figure out what I want to do with this. Okay, I soldered it onto a back. I filed down the edges. I probably I needed to have gotten more detail on my pressing. I especially have this little side. Maybe I could put a little ornament there, or part of a bale, but I don't know, I just wanted to show you guys what you can do. So there it is. There's the height. And since it was 24 gauge, the backing kind of sucks in when I solder it. Mainly, I think, because of vacuum. And the holes are there for expansion, so it doesn't blow up if I solder it again. Which I don't know, I've been told I need to be careful of that. So I may play with this some more. There you go.